are hungry, star-blessed guest. Do you eat? It is only natural. I was born with a hunger like no other. It is my nature, and it is wrong to deny our nature.
The vast ethereous lies stretched above, twinkling stars and great nebulas painting a tapestry of colour and light upon the otherwise dark skies of the long night. But what lurks in that vast cosmos? What discoveries are there to be made? What realms to be found beyond the mortal dead of none? What horrors lie in wait? And that brings me to today's Mod of the Day. For today, we're showcasing the first Le Mans from the 2024 Morrowind Modding Madness competition. And what better way to begin than with a trip to the stars itself? For our first Madness mod is a look into the Aetherius with Beyond the Firmament by Team 6.5 House. Composed of which Amy, Nerengrin Terithalon, Superdupal, Telshadow, and Von Jangos. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, the 2024 Madness competition was a month-long modding competition, where modders had to form teams, come up with, design, and release a mod that fit the randomly generated themes of skies and stars and transformation. Out of the 9 teams that participated in that event, 8 teams managed to release something within the deadline, and 7 of those submitted mods are in a completed state. We'll be showcasing each of them, and announcing the winners over the coming weeks. But with that out of the way, let us begin with Beyond the Firmament, a dungeon delving adventure mod that'll take you to the stars. Beyond the Firmament is unlike any Morrowind mod you've ever played before. Aether ships, Aeolid ruins, songs and snails. It is a high-flying tale that'll take you beyond Nirn itself. And it all begins with the Mages Guild, after you've completed Edwina's questline. And for those of you who may or may not recall, in Vanilla Morrowind, most of Edwina's quests revolve around the Dwemer, collecting blueprints, sending you out on excavations, and, just things of that nature. And this mod adds a natural extension to that vanilla questline, taking it even further with you helping to assemble a Dwemeri Aether ship. First things first though, you're going to need a crew. Any journey into the unknown is going to require a navigator, a captain, and a doctor. And you'll need to find and convince 3 candidates to join you on an adventure to the stars. This involves discussions, the nature of the Aetherius, songs and drink, and snails. Lots and lots of snails. A suspicious amount of snails for a mod that seemingly doesn't have Rubberman listed in the credits. Devil knows he's the resident Morrowind snail expert. I mean, honestly, the man has written multiple books about snails. Which is, an interesting topic, I guess. But anyway, once you have a crew, you'll need an engine. And to help with that, you'll have to do a bit of work for the assigned Mananaut. Because, yes, of course, there's a Mananaut, complete with an outfit that you've seen before, from the quest mod, the Mananaut's Message, which we showcased a little over a year ago, or something like that. And like that mod, this Mananaut has, some limited voice acting. But more importantly, he'll transport you to a new set of lost and forgotten Aeolid ruins. To get a ship off the ground, you'll need some greater Varla crystals. And to get them, you'll need to fight your way through an honestly pretty large Aeolid complex, with tons of undead foes to the face, and more than a few traps to keep you on your toes. Mind your step here, these levitation traps can be quite tricky. And, oh look, a spike trap in the ceiling! Isn't that clever? As you should expect from a team with Telshadow, there's some pretty neat dungeon delving elements here. But fighting your way through isn't all you need to do. Whereas some of you may have already suspected when you heard the name Super Duple, there are a few boss encounters in this mod, and these bosses are tough, with unique scripted mechanics that make them just more than a simple hitfest. And you'll need to be nimble and watch where you step to survive these dangerous and deadly creatures. All in all, there's 3 big boss battles in this mod, each different with different behaviors and attack patterns, and some honestly just pretty cinematic elements. Though, in order to avoid spoilers, we're only showing off a tiny portion of those battles here. Getting back to the rest of the showcase though, once you have those Var the crystals in hand, you'll get aboard the Galerion, the Aether ship that'll take you to the stars, parked conveniently just over under Scar, which, under Scar, below the stars above? That sounds almost deliberate, but I suspect it's probably just a coincidence. But anyway, you'll board the Galerion with a crew that you've gathered, along with some familiar faces. Edwina, of course, but also some of the characters that you've met as part of a questline, like the mages from the Domiri excavation in the vanilla game. The Galerion is a sizable ship, with numerous chambers and hallways from the engines to navigation, to a medical bay, bar and dining area, the quarters for the general staff, and many other chambers besides. Once you get underway, these windows will look out into the vast expanse of the Aetherius, providing some scenic views of the stars, or of the horrors that lurk in the dark. For indeed, there are strange happenings upon the Galerion, and not all is going according to plan. An expedition to the moons turns into one of unsettling terror, as abominations roam the halls and the ship's security centurions go haywire and start attacking the crew. But, I won't spoil the whole thing for you. Suffice to say, there is an undeniable creepy cosmic atmosphere here that will make this an adventure you won't forget. A truly memorable experience out amongst the stars, should you survive this perilous journey. While not a necessarily long mod, this is one of the best Madness mods from the 2024 competition, and the team really should be commended for creating just a truly unique and quality adventure that manages to stay lore friendly, even with all the cosmic terrors. If you haven't checked this one out yet, I would just highly recommend it. But that's our mod of the day. Stay tuned for more Madness showcases, and as always, I've been your host, Golf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.